Hi, this is Scotty, and this is week 13. And just a reminder that I'm doing my practicum in an outpatient therapy office located in a primary medical care clinic. What I thought I would talk about this week is something that, to me at least, sounds a lot more confusing than it really is, and that is the concept of person and environment. And just kind of a rehash. Person environment means that we look at the individual and their behavior in terms of the environment in which they have lived, currently live, and how that impacts their current level of function. And working in outpatient therapy, this has become something that has become maybe a little more prominent in my thinking, especially when we see children in the office. For example, I just saw a 9-year-old boy who is on Haldol. The pediatrician has diagnosed him with pediatric bipolar disorder, which is, I don't work with children or haven't worked with children in the past, so that's something that I really had not conceived of or read about. I thought it was one of those kind of brain development, age appropriate kind of disorders, like you get schizophrenia when you're 18 to 25, that kind of thing. But anyway, the child is on Haldol. During the session, he was appropriate, played played with Hot Wheels. We talked about Xbox, um, but everything seemed to go well with the child. Even though he is medicated, he's also on a amphetamine for ADHD. I don't remember the name at the moment, but what struck me was he's on Haldol. That's just something that we don't give to many adults anymore, let alone children. But anyway, so the child lives with his grandparents. His mother uh, is a person who is addicted to substances. His father's not in the picture. And I think the chief complaint is disruptive behavior in the school. So, in other words, the child comes from an environment that we would consider not healthy. Um, he may be in a stable environment now, but his environment in the past has obviously affected him. And if he still has contact with that environment, he does have uh, 1 day a week visits with the mother, I think. I'm not sure if those are supervised or not. But if the influence of the behavior of the environment is so significant, what can we do in the therapy situation to improve the child's behavior? If we spend an hour with them each week and they spend whatever time is left in a unhealthy, unsafe, um, thinking of Maslow's hierarchy of needs not being met from the very base level, um, how how can we help them? So I know that perhaps we can look to maybe identify their strengths, exploit those, talk about ways in which the child can grow resiliency. I know there's PhDs, MDs, movie stars that come from similar environments. So what can we do to achieve a similar background or a similar outcome in children who come from, for lack of a better term, hellacious um, living conditions? Um, so I guess that's part of my question for this week. If we have a child in our office whose environment is horrible, what is it we can do to improve their quality of life, improve their interaction with others, improve their um, performance at school? Um, I just and you know, I've talked to this with a colleague. Talked to this about a colleague. She has a child who um, suffers from conduct disorder. He bites staff at school. He hits people, and mother says he's autistic. Well, he's not autistic. Um, Mother does not want to change her parenting style. She believes the child is possessed by a devil, and they've prayed over him at church and anointed him at church. What do we do? You know, um, so that's my question for the week. When when the environment overwhelms what we could possibly do beneficial, what's our next step? Thank you and have a good week.